5 is less than. Woohoo! 84 and 92. Mark your answer. Number 6. The answer is less than. Number 7. Ooh, 112 and 102. Woo! Greater than. Number 8. 43 and 47. The answer is less than. Good morning, friends. Happy Wednesday. Whew. So after I left here yesterday, I went and picked up my daughter, and we decided to eat at Chili's for lunch because we had a little bit of time before her appointment would have started. That's a whole other deal. I need to make a new appointment apparently. But then we did a little bit of shopping. We got some groceries. She got a plant that she's been looking for. I got a few Valentine things. Her piercing had lost the little ball thingy, the captive bead, so she got that replaced. Went to the post office. And I got my packing materials for my Teacher Tuber Valentine exchange. Yay. So everybody that's participating in that, be on the lookout in the next week or so, because I think I'm going to send mine probably next week. So, yeah. Sometime like that. So, it is my plan time. The kids are at PE. It took us a while to get there. We were finishing up a game, and then they just would not get lined up. I'm like, guys, can we get in line and get quiet, please, so we can move on? And then they need to use the restroom before that because we have lunch right after, and there's no time between specials and lunch to go to the bathroom. So we were a tiny bit late to PE because they were being just so slow about getting in line and getting places. Weird. Anyway, I thought I'd show you my outfit and let you know what we did for math today. It went a little better. We had more practice with adding 10 and taking away 10 and also greater than, less than, equal to using the signs. We played that game again and we did another activity. So I'll tell you all about it after I show you my outfit. So I hadn't worn these really tall brown boots for a long time and I'm like, I want to wear these. So I actually built my outfit around the boots, which is whatever, weird. So I've got some brown leggings on from Walmart. They're kind of thin, which is good because it's going to be a little warmer. It'll be in the 40s today rather than in the 30s. I've got a long sweater on with a kind of a turquoisey tealish t-shirt underneath it. This jewelry I've had for a long time. I think it came from Walmart a long time ago. I don't know really. This came from Walmart a long time ago. That's all I've got on. Oh, this I think came from Cato a long time ago. Either that or Maurice's, but I've had it for a while. And it didn't obviously come together, but it goes. And then I hadn't worn this sweater for a really long time. And I remembered seeing it, like the sleeve or something hanging out of my closet. I'm like, hey, I'm going to wear that. That's brown. And I thought, why haven't I worn this? It's been like 4 years. And then I went to look at it. I'm like, oh, it's because there's a button missing. Well, I don't know what you do, but whenever I get new clothes and they have the extra buttons, I snip off the little bag that the little extra button comes in and I put it in this one little jewelry chest that I have. So I save all my buttons back. So I was able to find the extra button and I sewed it on. So yay, now I have another sweater to wear. Woo! And if this gets really super hot, I can take it off because I have a shirt on underneath it. I have a backup plan. But I'm going to back up. Speaking of a backup plan, I'm going to back up and show you the outfit, and then I'm going to show you what we did for math. So the boots that I chose to wear are like over the knee, but when I had them like that, it looked like I wasn't wearing pants. I'm like, let's not do that. So I opted to fold them down a little to make kind of a cuff. You can kind of see a little cuff that I made because they went to here. And so the sweater went over it. And so you can see these leggings are thin. So they act kind of more like tights than leggings, which is good. But they're very comfortable. They're suede-like little boots. So that's what I did for that. I don't have anything on the board to show you other than I wrote less than, greater than, equal to. But I can show you the activities that we did today. This did not go well. I had a spinner game. And it was plus 10, minus 10 spinner game. They spun the number. Then they were supposed to write the number and take away 10 from it. Then really they were supposed to spin another number and add 10 to that. But to save time, I said just use the same number here and here. So you're taking away 10 from the number and adding 10 to the number. I don't know why that was so hard, but it was. For some reason that was so confusing to them. So I was putting out little fires all over the classroom. I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm like, I'll be right there. I'll be right there. I'll be right there. I had them work with a partner because I thought surely 2 heads are better than 1. Not necessarily. But the cool thing about that whole activity, nightmarish as it was, is it had a ticket out the door that went with it. So I'm going to actually have them do this before they leave today. Because we've never done ticket out the door before. I've done like post-it notes on the little sticky pad. But I got that from Genuine Teaching. She's got like a, I'll just show you. I don't know why I'm trying to explain it because I can't explain it. I'll just show you. So it's called What Stuck With You Today. And you can use it for all kinds of things. Like you can have them write something they learned today or whatever. It's kind of like a ticket out the door. So anyway, you use sticky notes and you give them each one. And I just have my kids write their number on it. You see, she has different versions of it, like different amounts of numbers. Mine goes to 24 because I should never have more than 24 kids. Yeah. So anyway, I always just give them a sticky note and it fits on there really nicely. Although first graders are notoriously bad for touching the sticky so much that it won't stick anymore. So I don't ever leave them up there very long. But that's what we do with that sometimes. I don't know that I've had this class really do much of anything with that. But anyway. Yeah, so we did the spin game. We also did, instead of a fact page today, I had them do this little page that I found in one of my Valentine packets. I want to say it's from Lesson Plan Diva. Let me see. Oh, it's not Lesson Plan Diva. It is Elementary L, E-L-L-E. And I've linked her before. But she has like seasonal packs for like every holiday. And you can get like seasonal packs too, I think. She's got like holiday packs and seasonal packs like spring, summer, winter, fall. Then she's got like Valentine's Day, Martin Luther King Day, Chinese New Year, Valentine's. I think I said that twice. Halloween, you know, all the holidays. So I used to get these all the time and now I have lots of stuff so I don't need to keep. I need to tell myself I don't need to keep buying stuff. But I keep finding cool things. Anyway, this was in her packet of stuff. So I thought, oh, let's do that. It's getting closer to Valentine's Day and even hearts are good all the time. Anyway. So I had them do this while the class was taking restroom breaks in groups and getting snack together and stuff. I always try to have them do something like a little quick-ish sheet. It's usually a fact page, but it's always something mathy to kind of get our brains geared into what we're going to be doing. So we did that and then we checked it together. And what I did was I said 20 is, and they would say less than 30. And I'd say 10 is, and they would say equal to 10. So they're getting that language in their heads. Even the kids that didn't quite know, at least they're hearing it. And they're seeing it. If they're not speaking it, at least they're getting those 2 things. So that's helpful. Then we did the math lesson, we did the rest of the 7.5 lesson of adding 10 and subtracting 10 from a number, which was still not good. When we do it together, they seem to understand it, but when I have them do it independently, they're just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, it's just what we did. You're doing the exact same thing, only now you're writing it down without me telling you first. Okay. I'm like, I don't really know what to do about that. I think they just need more practice at it. That's all there is. They just haven't had enough of it, which is why I've been adding things in, like this kind of thing, writing the symbols more, and that spinny game, having them is basically this. This is the spinny game right here without the spinner. They made the number on the spinny game. And then I just gave up on the spinners and just started writing numbers down on kids' papers because they were getting stuck on the spinner part. I'm like, that is the least of our worries. Any number is fine. I want to know if you can take 10 away from it and add 10 to it. That's the skill. I don't care if you're, spinning the number here. We did this again, beat the clock. They said, can we do beat the clock? Can we do beat the clock? We love beat the clock. I said, yeah, you can do beat the clock, because this is another way of checking them to see if they know their less than, greater than, equal to signs, because it gives you the answer after they write down their answer. They can check it and then they mark right or wrong. Now I did go around and watch kids, because I had a few that I noticed were just sitting there, and then when the answer came up, they'd be like, I'm like, oh, remember to write your answer first. You want to beat the clock. You want to get the answer before the clock runs out. So, trying to put a little competition in there for them. Yeah, so we'll see. I did not get to the chapter 7 review per se because I didn't do like the actual Go Math pages of the 7. Wow, I can't talk today. Blech. Go Math has a chapter review at the end of each chapter in the workbook that you can do with the class, and it's like a practice test is what it is. We didn't get to that today. I'm hoping to at least do pieces of it tomorrow. It's only 12 questions, but you would think that wouldn't take very long. It takes like 45 minutes. I'm not even kidding you. We did a bingo game today in our power hour, our double digit addition group, and I think I have a paper I can show you. Oh yeah, here it is. So this was the call sheet for the numbers. And then I gave the kids this paper and they had to put the answers to everything. Then when they were all finished, I wrote all the answers on the board in the same way as the grid was laid out and just left it up there. And then when I called the numbers off of here, I would let them find it on their sheet first. And then I would circle it on here to make sure they got it. Because the whole point of it is not the bingo game. The point of it is the addition. Then I was going to try to play Blackout. We didn't have enough time. Because some of them got done really fast. But some of them didn't. It took them a while. We only have 30 minutes anyway. So we got maybe 10 of them done. And then the little song came on. Tomahawk Chop. And I went, oh, friends, it's time to go. And they're like, oh, we didn't get to finish our game. And I said, yeah, I know. And I had gotten Skittles out because I said, I have a treat for you because I wanted to motivate them to get finished. And so as they were leaving, I said, you're going to get your treat. Don't worry. And I handed them 2 Skittles as they went out the door. And some of them were like, only 2. And I was like, really? I never got candy from my teacher in school. They didn't do that. So I said, yeah, it's so you can eat it on the way to your classroom because you're not really supposed to have candy right now. Oh, I said, and 2 is a good amount to eat on the way to your classroom. And most of them were like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Really nice. But a couple of them, you little turkeys, they're like, only 2? Which sometimes the little junior high girl in me wants to come out and go, well, you don't need any at all then. And I'm just like in my head thinking, that's mature. So I don't say it, of course, but sometimes I just want to snap back and say something kind of snippy. And I'm like, whoa, pipe down there, teacher girl. Get yourself back together. You're supposed to be more mature. But do you ever get like that? Like, do you ever just want to like sink to their level just for a second and just say something snippy back because you're just tired of it? Oh, I was like, girl, get yourself together. Be kind. Be kind. Be kind. Be a good example of kindness. Positivity. Let's not throw that negativity out there. That's why they're getting that way. They're getting it somewhere. They're hearing that somewhere. Don't be contributing to the negative pile. So yeah, I figure the more little positive things we can pump into their little love tank, there's not going to be room for negativity in there because it's going to get all knocked out of there. So that's my little tip for the day. Fill up that love tank of those kids and they won't have any place to go with that nasty. It'll just get out. Yeah. So honestly, mentally, I feel a lot better today about math. It was still a little because it's frustrating, and I'm feeling now today especially like I don't know where else to go with this. And then I'm kind of like, you know what? It's okay because I did already intervene a little bit with my class because I did it again and again. I worked on these skills more than the Go Math materials gave us stuff for. I came up with extra like additional activities. That's what I was trying to say. Plus, next week, when we switch our math groups around, they're going to be placed in groups according to how they did on this test. So they're going to get interventions on the things that they didn't get anyway. So I don't need to be like, I'm a terrible teacher. I felt really bad yesterday about that. I just kind of, I teared up and everything because it broke my heart. I don't want kids to feel dumb. I do not want them to feel dumb. And they should never cry over math. So I just figured, okay, I did what I thought was good for my class. I hit the skills they were having trouble with again and again. But there comes a point where you got to stop and move on. And they're going to get more practice we're just going to do it for a week, I think. But here's the thing. I think we're going to work on chapter 7 skills for the next 2, maybe 3 weeks of power hour intervention time. So they'll work on, if they miss like questions 1 and 2, They'll go to the group that's working on that skill and they'll work on it for like those 4 days. Then they'll move to the next group. Like if they missed like 1 and 2 and they missed 5 and 6, they missed 9 and 11 and whatever. They'll just keep moving to those groups so they get help with all of those things that they missed until we stop doing chapter 7 intervention. So I feel like that's going to be good. Plus I feel like some kids won't get it this time around. They just won't. Just like reading. Sometimes a kid sits on a level and sits on a level and sits on a level and you're like, oh my gosh, what else can I do? And they just need time. That's all it is. They need time. And you can't fix that because it is what it is. Just like there are some kids that really benefit from repeating a grade because they needed more time for whatever reason. So sometimes that happens. They just need more time and maybe they won't get it with you. And that's hard. That's really hard to accept. I have a hard time accepting that I couldn't get a kid where they needed to be before they left me. That is hard. That makes me feel bad. It makes me feel like a bad teacher. But I also know in my head that statistically it's normal and probably not possible to get every single child that comes to you to a certain level before they leave you because they didn't come at the right level to start with. If they're supposed to be here and they came to you here, if they've gone to here, you've helped them immensely. As long as they have grown, they've shown great growth in your class, that's what you need. And that has to get you through the day because you can only do what you can do. But you want to do as much as you can do. Don't ever give up. Because until the last day of school, they're still yours and you can still help them. Yeah. Wow, I feel like we had a therapy session there. Yeah. All right. I'm going to eat a little bit of lunch because I haven't had anything to eat since last night. And kind of looking around thinking, what do I need to do now? I need to put our spelling activity up for after lunch. And yeah, probably need to drink some more of my tea because I have not had enough caffeine today apparently because I'm getting really droopy. Yeah. So I have all my materials ready. Of course, I just have to put them in the spots for the kids to work on them. Yeah. I think today's going to be a good day. We do have a staff meeting after school, and that's always like, oh, one more thing to do. Yeah. I mean, the staff meetings themselves are not like bad or hard or uncomfortable or anything like that. It's just you have to stay later. And I don't like to stay later. I like to leave when it's leaving time. And sometimes these meetings seem to go on and on forever. I feel like a staff meeting should be 30 minutes. Really. Because I'm sure you've all seen that meme, another meeting that could have been an email. That's what most of a staff meeting is, in my opinion, is something they could have just told you on an email or in a newsletter. And you know, some people are like, oh, well, people don't read it. Whose fault is that? Aren't we all professionals? Aren't we all adults? Aren't we all responsible for our own information? If it's given to you and you don't read it, whose fault is that? That's your fault. I mean, they can't prove that you're paying attention when they tell it to you in the meeting. So it's the same thing, in my opinion. Whatever. All right. I'm going to quit blabbing because I have like 5 minutes before I need to get my kids. So I think I won't eat right now, maybe. Because our lunchtime doesn't start until 11:25. This is my plan time. But I usually eat on my plan time and work on my lunchtime. I do it backwards. I don't know. It's probably because I'm always hungry because I don't eat breakfast. Okay. I'm going to get myself back together, get things around for this afternoon, and then I'll check back in with you later. Good afternoon. My kids are at recess, and when they come back, they're going to pack because there's no way we'll finish this today. They're going to do the thing. I don't think I used the topper last time. Oh, yeah. I didn't use the little penguin topper, but I think I will this time. It was like this. And the little penguin goes, you know, it's a topper. It goes on top. Go figure. So the starting part is... Wow, I have no coordination today. Sorting these into true and false. And I think before we do this, we will read one of my nonfiction penguin books, like one of the National Geographic Kids or Time for Kids or whatever it is I have. That way they'll have more information to go by. And then we will color the things that are true green and the things that are false red. And then I'm not going to have them cut anything today. We're going to keep it all intact. Then I will probably, depending on how much time we have, we might read this and then answer the questions together. And then we'll be quite a ways through the book, because the next page is the true false, where they cut and sort, and they'll be able to do that on their own when we have them color coded. And then the only thing that's left is to draw a picture of 2 penguins in their habitat and to write what you've learned about penguins. And then I'll let them color everything and we'll assemble it. So it actually might take more than 2 days. We'll see. But I can have them work on this during like literacy center time too. So it'll be fine, whatever. And we can let it bleed into next week or Friday if we need to get it done. But it's going to turn out really cute. And I think, you know, I don't think I'm going to do the penguin topper because that's just a nightmare. I think I'm going to have them do this, and then this can go in the hallway. So what I'm going to do is pop all the tops off. And maybe we can use that for something else, but that's just going to be something. It just makes it too long. You know, the book just makes it hang down too far. So, yeah. I had forgotten that I didn't use that in the past, so I'll just pull those off. We can use that for something else. That'd be okay. Like a penguin report. We could put that on there. That'd be good. I won't get rid of them. I'll save them for something. That will be nice. If nothing else, we can use it for something fun. But for today, we're not going to do that. Alrighty. So I read Ralph Tells a Story today for writing. I know I read a story for writing. But I feel like they need some more examples of kids writing. This one was all about having writer's block. And I'll get the book and show you in just a second, because I have a few minutes before I have to go get them. I can show you what the story looks like. And I think I got it from Amazon. So it's pretty easy to find it. There we go. This will be, this will be better. And I'm going to have them turn these back into me. That way they can go, I can't find it. I don't know where it is. So when I said put it, you didn't. I did. I swear I did. Well, they may have, and then something else happened to it. I don't know. All right. That's something else to add to my stack of stuff. All right. Look what I found when I finally looked through my Scholastic book box from September. That's right, friends. I was right about getting coupons. Yes. So these, I thought it was worth a $3 book. They're worth up to $5. Yay. So I don't think, though, that you can use, I don't think you can put like 3 together and get a $15 book. So I'm not sure that's going to do a lot, but figure something out, because I think there are 30 some of them in here. I wish it would say 32. This was, I think it was $30 to get this. You get 32 coupons worth $5 a piece. So you can get an amazing amount of books for $30. But you have to be very savvy about which ones you choose, because you want to get the more expensive ones to be able to use it. So I'm going to go through, I thought I saved myself a book order. And I can't for the life of me find it. So, I can look at it online, but I kind of like to skim through the actual paper thing because it's easier for me to see things. So I'll do that. I need to take this home so I can remember to do it tonight. So I gotta get those books ordered. That poor girl has been waiting forever. But we didn't have school a whole bunch last week, and then the week before that she was gone. So it doesn't. I was waiting until Monday anyway, because the student said, "Oh, I'm gonna order some," and then he didn't. So yeah, but that was no. That wasn't last week, was it? Oh, I think it was that week that I was gone Monday. Yeah. And then Tuesday we had late start. Then Wednesday I was gone. Then Thursday we had early release. And then Friday was normal for a Friday. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, let me get that Ralph Tells a Story and I'll show you. Here's the book, Ralph Tells a Story, and it's written by Abby Hanlon. Here's Ralph. Poor Ralph has horrible writer's block. You can see from the inside cover. He can't write anything. So he tries to avoid writing. Do you have any kids that do that? Sit and stare, ask to go to the bathroom, ask to get a drink, ask to go anywhere. And here he asked if he can go help the lunch ladies. And the teacher was like, really? Yeah. He lays under his desk and stares at the top of the desk. He stares at the ceiling. He daydreams. He talks to a friend, and she gives him some ideas. She's like, I've gotten lots of ideas about you. I've written lots of stories about you. He's like, really? My hair is sticking out funny. And she's like, yeah. And so she tells him some of the stories that she's written about him. And he's like, oh, wow. He's like, I don't have any stories in my head. And he ends up getting stories in his head. And at the end of the story, he can write so many that he has too many pages to even staple together anymore. Look at all the stories he wrote. So I showed that to my class. And they were like, wow, that's awesome. And I think they might have even been a little disappointed that they didn't have time to write their stuff today. It took them a little while to clean up from centers and literacy stuff. It took them a little while to be quiet long enough to listen to me and to sit like they're supposed to. Y'all, I feel like we're starting over. And like when they came back from Christmas break, they were pretty good. But just this week, this last few days has been rough. It's been rough because they're having trouble following directions and just being in school in general. And I'm like, y'all have only missed a little bit of school. Come on. Let's get back into the groove here. So they're having some of them, even some of my like ones that never have problems with stuff are having a little bit of trouble with things. So we had a little talk about, we've been here 91 days. That reminds me, I need to move my clip over. 91 days of school, and it's getting close to the 100th day. And of course, I don't know about your kids, but my kids are always like, and that's the last day of school? And I'm like, no, that's not the last day of school. We have a lot more school after that. You're only halfway through. Oh, I'm like, yeah, I know. But we have a lot more to do, and a lot more to learn, a lot more fun to have, a lot more memories to make, and a lot more friends to play with. So that's an awesome story if you want one to teach writing a story, personal narrative, experiences. It's almost time to get them. Oh my goodness. Oop. Well, it's like 40 degrees. It's not very warm at all. And I'm not sure what the deal is, but I have kids that come in a hoodie. And I'm like, oh guys, you need to go get a coat from theirs. Oh, here's my coat. No, that's a jacket. That would be in the jacket family. When I say get a coat, you need warm. It is like really cold winter weather out there. And they're like, okay. But I do try to send them just a little bit before recess begins so they don't really miss any. But I'm not going to let them go out and get frozen because they didn't wear the appropriate jacket, because it's probably not their fault. So, I mean, they can only wear what they've got. Of course, I know some kids, my hair is so weird today. I know some kids are very stubborn about that and they don't wear the coat that their mom wants them to take. So that's possible too. All right, it's about time to get my kids. I have 2 minutes. Wow. So I got my lesson plans done, except for I need to figure out what I want to do with my Power Hour group. I took this comparing numbers paper that had comparing a 2-digit to a 2-digit and changed it into 3 digits. So we're going to start with 3 digits, like compare 3 to 3. Then we're probably going to compare 4 to 4, and then we'll compare 3 and 4. I think that sounds fine. I know I found some things, and I can take that. I think I've got to beat the clock or something where they can do that. They can change the numbers. Oh, yeah. Comparing numbers and beat the clock. You can change the text boxes and put bigger numbers in, so I'm going to do that too. And that will be fun for them because they'll be all over beating the clock, I'm sure. So that'll probably be what we do. I don't know, Wednesday maybe. Probably do 3 digits on Monday, 4 digits on Tuesday, then do the game on Wednesday, and then I'm not sure on Thursday. I don't know that we're going to test on that because it's an enrichment thing. They don't have to test out of that. We don't have a test for it anyway, so I don't know if there's any point really. Is it because it's not going to keep them from moving to somewhere else because it's enrichment. Anyway, oh my goodness. Wow. So I'm so glad we have a meeting after school, so I have to get home later. Whew. I did not drink my caffeine. Maybe that would help me. I will do that. I'll get my kids from recess. I'll learn about some penguins. we're gonna pack and go home. Yeah, and then I'll go to my meeting. Yeah. And hopefully it's short and to the point. Wish me luck. All right, chat with you later. Good afternoon again. It is 5 after 3, and I've got my kids scattered to the winds where they're supposed to go. We talked about penguins. We read a penguin book. They got to see the little penguin stuffed animals. They loved it. They're like, oh, it's so cute. I'm like, yeah, really cute. We didn't get finished writing the information that we found from our little nonfiction informational text in the little book, but that's okay. I told them they can finish it in the morning. I'll just leave it written up on the board because we did talk about what it was. They just didn't finish writing it physically. So we almost got as much done as I wanted to. So tomorrow we'll probably try to finish that up because I think they can do it, especially if I let them finish the writing in the morning for their morning work. And we'll just save that morning work paper for another day. It's fine. I've gotten caught up on all my paper checking. Yay! I don't have any piles laying anywhere. Woohoo! Got everything changed in my calendars except for the ones back here. Got my desk numbers changed. I got my schedule changed. Got my lunch cards down. I have the birthday crown ready for the birthday kid tomorrow. Ooh, I need to put his book together. Yes. Which, I already have all the pages. I just have to stick the cover on it. So, there might be some extras here. It feels like there are. Oh, yeah. I'm glad I didn't just staple that. Okay, I always put mine at the end and put the birthday kids at the beginning. So, those will be good. Yeah. Put up there. I don't know where to put stuff so I don't lose it. Okay, so I just need to staple this together. Today he goes, we're going to read my birthday book today. I said, we're going to read it tomorrow, buddy, because your birthday's tomorrow. We did the pages yesterday. And he's telling me this like I didn't know that because that was what they did when I was gone for my appointment that I was supposed to have that didn't have. I said, I know, I left that for you to do. He's like, oh. And I'm like, it's funny. I don't know what kids think when you're gone and a substitute is doing stuff. I don't know if they think the substitute came up with all the stuff that they're doing. I think they must. They have no idea that you're the one that left the stuff for the substitute to do with them. I don't know. But one of my kids is like, yeah, you write them a letter. And I said, yeah, kind of, to let them know what to do. And they're like, yeah. So, I don't know. It was kind of funny. That's about all we did this afternoon after I talked to you, after recess. I have the lovely staff meeting after school today. But I let my daughter know, if she'll remember, I may text her, to come on into the building because normally she waits for me out in the car because it's about 5 or 10 minutes and I can come out and leave. Today it'll be more like an hour. Yeah. But that's okay. I told you earlier that I got my newsletter done. I got it printed out too. It's ready. I got the kids printed out and ready to go. And I don't know if you've ever seen this before. I think it's Jennifer Drake that does this. I don't think her name is on this stuff, but she has a little free Groundhog packet. And Groundhog's Day is next Friday, people. So you still have time to jump on the Groundhog prediction bandwagon if you're not there yet. And if I can find my little...
Teachers, please release early buses. Please release early buses.
I always do this graphing activity. And it's freebie. And it's by Over the Moonbow. I want to actually use it next week. I'll probably remember to link it. But right now I probably won't. But here's what it looks like. There's what it looks like. Over the Moonbow. Can you see that? Okay. Whoop. It's very crooked. Okay. Anyway, do you think the groundhog will see his shadow? Yes or no? And I give every kid a tag. I don't give them the colored one, of course. Set the camera down and not drop it. That'd be great. There we go. Okay. That's actually on the back of one of my phonics charts that's laminated, so I could just stick it on with tape and leave it. And then I give each kid a tag, and it's black and white, and it says yes or no, and they put their name on it. And so they get to come up to me, and I'll say, what's your prediction? Yes or no? Will you see a shadow? Will you not? You know. So they grab which one they want, and they write their name, because there's a little spot for the name, and they color the groundhog, and then they turn it back in, and we stick them on the graph, and then in the morning, we come in and we see if we were right or not. I'm glad it lands on a Friday. That will be very helpful, because we won't have power hours, so I won't have to dismiss my kids 20 minutes after they get here. Yay. Then there's like a graphing data page. Which we don't do because we talk about it. I use used 3 different things for Groundhog Day. I used the Over the Moonbow graphing. I love that. I use, well, maybe it's here. No, I used 4 different things. I'm pretty sure this is Jennifer Drake that has this. Anyway, you get like the heads or tails Oreos that has vanilla on one side or chocolate on the other side. And you give them one of each cookie into a little baggie. And then it said, you can do two different ways. You can say, do you think the groundhog will see his shadow? Or you can do, did the groundhog see his shadow? And I'm going to do these on Friday as our little snack, a special treat. I have them already bagged up, ready to go, because Fridays are, and you're gun? Really? And you're gone or done. I stuck them together. Wow, word splicing. That happens when you're tired. Anyway, I'm going to do the one that says, did he see a shadow? But there is one that says, will he see a shadow? So you can either do it as a prediction thing, and it's a thing for them to take home. She's a kindergarten teacher, and she sends it home and has them talk about it with their families. Like, do you think he'll see a shadow? Yes or no? And there's 2 cookies, so one to share with a parent. Or you can do the one, did he already see a shadow? And then you can talk about that with your family. But I'm just going to let my kids eat it, so because they'll want to. Saves them eating it on the bus, too. So anyway, these cute little taggies, and they just fold over like that. See, there's 4 on a page. So it'll fold over onto a baggie. Well, I can't even coordinate today like that. So I've got those ready to take home and cut. I might be able to cut them here if I can get myself together. Then I do this stuff from, I also do these pages that came from a Cupcake for the Teacher. Will the groundhog see his shadow? And we also do, I do that one on Thursday because that's our prediction page. And we graph it according to our prediction. And then we have Groundhogs Can Whistle, Can You? It's really funny looking at first graders trying to whistle that don't know how, because they're like, some of the faces they make are very entertaining. It's kind of like when you're trying to teach them how to blow a bubble with gum. Yeah, how funny. So that will be exciting. And then I have this little word search. This is all from a freebie pack from a Cupcake for the Teacher. And I will try to remember to link all of these for you in case you would like to do them as well. So hopefully I'll remember to do all that. Yeah, I will need to do it this week. Otherwise it won't be in time for you to use it. So I will definitely make a note of linking all this stuff for you so you can plan ahead too. I don't think I told you that when I was gone yesterday, I had a substitute, obviously. When I came back, I had already told the kids, if you get compliments and good notes from the substitute, then you'll get 20 stars for the star jar. And I even left a message on the whiteboard. I showed that to you. They were not. The note read, they were not good listeners. Yeah, I can believe that because they weren't good listeners for me either, yesterday or today. So I can understand that. But she said they were good kids. They just weren't listening. And I'm like, oh, well, as long as they weren't like being mean. I don't know. Not listening is very frustrating, but it's a whole other animal if you got somebody that's actually hurting someone else. I'd rather deal with the not listening than the physical kind of stuff that they do. So that's good that they weren't terrible. I need to put this together. I'm hungry, so I may take this to the meeting with me. That is a lot. I'm not going to eat all that. I need to cut these out. I've got the room together except for changing the calendar back here, which is just for me, so it's not a big deal. I feel like I got myself together, so I must have forgotten something. You ever do that? You like second guess or third guess yourself because you're like, oh, I got myself together. I must have forgotten something because it can't be that together. No, you really could be that together. It's just not the norm for me anyway. Yeah. I want to try to get together some more of my 3- and 4-digit comparing numbers activities so I can put them on my stinking lesson plans and print them out because I want them done so I know what I need to copy. Yeah. I have all the rest of my plans ready. I just don't have that. Oh, and I was going to do that big penguin like lap book thingy. I don't know if I'm going to get to that because these kids take forever to make stuff this year. Like, I don't know. Some of them it's because they're very meticulous. Some of them it's because they just don't get it done because they just aren't motivated to work fast. So I'm not sure. I think I might just do it in our interactive notebooks instead of making the big, it's super cute and stuff to make the penguin. with the black, and it's got the nose and everything. But honestly, our art department is like really low on paper, and I don't think she ordered anymore, and she's out on maternity leave now, our art teacher, so we probably don't have any paper coming. So I don't think I even have the supplies that I would need to make that. While I'm thinking about it, and I'm tripping about it, I had another first grade teacher named Wayne comment on one of my vlogs recently, asking about my word family drawers, what's in them and how did I make them. So I thought that I would just come over here and show you. So get stuff out of the way. Okay, so here they are. So it's just one of those toolboxes that you can get at Lowe's or Home Depot or Walmart or wherever. And each drawer, and these are just Avery labels that I stuck on the outside. Here's the inside of one of them. So I took like probably a third of an index card and wrote the word family or the rhyme here. And then I took foam sheets, just like the craft foam, and with a Sharpie, I made onsets for them. And they can just lay this here and put this on the space to make a word. So tuck, muck. Of course, I had to pick up. There's no F in here. Don't worry. Puck. Or you can do duck. Yeah. All right. Anyway, there's a whole bunch. And then I even have, so all the regular single consonants are red. And I made like blends or digraphs in a different color for a little enrichment. But yeah. And then on the back, I listed all the words that you should be able to make, so they could kind of check themselves. So that's what's in those. And I just throw them in there. It's really good for like RTI, like your strugglers. You can have them work on like certain vowel sounds. Like if you want to work on short A, you could do like all the short A ones in a row, and then you could do all the short E and whatever. And then you could like go short A, long A, and they could kind of compare them. But yeah, some of them have two in a drawer, and then they're different colors, so you can tell them apart, like that.
Teachers, please prepare late buses. Please prepare late buses.
But that's what I did. It was pretty easy. I just used scissors to cut the little foam squares. Oh, dropping stuff all over the floor. Oh. Yeah, so it's really easy to do. If you have a lazy Saturday afternoon or something and got nothing else to do, you can whip out some word family drawers. Yeah, I'll be honest, I kind of forget they're there and I don't use them as often because I don't have a lot of time during reading groups. But it's something I want to remember to use because I've made it and I want to use it. Oh, I probably need to get started going to our meeting because it's way down yonder in the pawpaw patch. Way down, down, we call it in the dungeon because it's like down in the old part of the building. And it's by the locker rooms. So, where the ghosts of previous tenants of this building roam. It is spooky down there. I'm not even kidding. It is spooky down there. Because this building was built like in the 30s. And some of it is still original to the 30s. Yeah. Plus, I'm not too sure there's not some original 30s dirt and 30s funk still lingering. Yeah. So, a little creepy. I hear a constant, like, updating, ding, ding, ding on these iPads over here, and it just drives me bananas, honestly. Am I ever going to laminate these? Who knows? I'm waiting to decide, actually not really to decide, but to actually remember to print the other side of these, because I want to put two things in the lamination. Been kind of waiting to see what other game I want to put on the other side of it. Because I'm probably going to start using these the week after next, because it'll be February. Alright, let me get myself packed up here, because I want to take everything with me to my meeting, so that we can just leave from there. Because I can just go out the side door, and it goes back behind the building, and my daughter can be back there with the car and picking me up. And beam me up, Scotty. cannot wait to use these little lovely hearts. And I have red ones at Dollar Tree too. If you didn't see that before, these are awesome for math. Love them. Yep, love them, love them. Put on my pile of stuff. I got piles everywhere. Yep. I really need to reorganize my room in all my spare time. She said, laughingly. Yes. Okay. Got my bag ready to go. Put my keys in here. I finally got myself some new reading glasses. I had a pair like this and they broke, and so all I have is this now in my drawer because I thought, you know, why throw this away? It's good for something. If nothing else, you could put some special pins in it. But aren't these pretty? Kind of turquoisey ones, and they have like cute. So I'm going to leave these in my bag so when I go to a meeting I can actually see to read things. Yeah, that has been an issue in the past. Grab my purse, grab my phone, and get on out of here. Okay, I think I got all my stuff together. Come here. I don't know if I want to schlep this with me or not. Ew, it's really, really gross. Ugh. Let's not. I think I won't take that with me. Yeah. Alrighty, well, I think I'm going to sign off for today because that's all I got to blab about. And probably, maybe even run to the restroom before the meeting starts. Imagine that, so I can get out of here and not be desperate. So I hope you had a fabulous day today, and by the time you see this, I hope you had a fabulous week because it'll be the weekend when you're watching this. And I made it through halfway. I made it halfway. Did I? Did I make it halfway? I don't know. Is this making it? I have made it halfway through the week. Yay. I can do this. 2 more days. 2 more days. 2 more days. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing testing. Alrighty. We can do this. We can do this. 2 more days and the weekend. And I looked ahead at the forecast. Next Thursday, of course, I know, everything can change in a blink. There's a snowflake on the weather app. Not sad about it. Not sad. That would be really good to have a snow day coming up. If we could have one every now and then, kind of plink them out to the rest of the year, well, we can have snow. That would be okay with me. Yeah. Alrighty. I will catch you later. Bye. Hi there. Got home from school about 15 minutes ago. And yeah, Mitten says hi. Say hi, Mittens. Hi, Mittens. Anyway, got the mail and I got a package. So, something from Amazon, I think. So I'm going to open it and show you what I got. Oh, yes. It's my glue. My nail glue. So I talked about this before, but this is the bestest nail glue. Maximum speed. Good stuff. And it's actually cheaper for me to get it on Amazon than to get it like at Walmart. So, because you can get multi-packs. I was going to say the sun's really glaring. Yeah, because I have a sun in my room. No. The light in the kitchen is very bright. Yes. Okay. Good deal. Because I was on the last bottle of glue that I had. And it's good probably for about 3 nail applications, I would say, maybe 4. I don't know. But they do dry out eventually, so you don't want to count on them being there. So, yeah, I'm glad that came. And for supper, we finished off our leftover stew. No, we finished our leftover chowder Monday. And then last night I showed that I made grilled pumpernickel with ham and Asiago for my husband. My daughter and I had leftover chili so we could eat. Neither one of us ended up eating it because we really weren't hungry. That was a pretty big lunch for us. Even though we only ate about half of our meal, it was still pretty big. And we ate it kind of later than normal, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm making spaghetti and meatballs. Well, not actual spaghetti, pasta and meatballs. Because I don't usually use spaghetti. My husband prefers like the more bite-sized pastas. So I either use farfalle or I use rigatoni or, you know, any of the tube noodles and stuff like that. So I'll show you what I got in the pot here. Yummy. And I use the Prego mushroom and tomato sauce recipe, whatever it's called. And I got home style I got Italian style meatballs, the frozen ones, and I got home style frozen meatballs because I wasn't sure which one I wanted to use for what recipe, but I thought maybe I would do stroganoff sometime too. Not speaking well. I don't think I showed you this cool chalkboard, dry erase, and magnetic menu board that I got, and it came with all of these lovely markers. So yes, I've been filling this out, and I need to start over because that is for last week. Yeah, not on top of things very well. I did make the potato corn chowder that's on my list for Saturday on Sunday, and I made grilled sandwiches on Tuesday. So today I need to put that I'm making the meatballs. So yeah. And sorry I keep getting light glaring. I look yellow if I don't go a certain way, so it's just going to be funky looking. Anyway, the meeting started really, really late. It's supposed to start at 3:45, our staff meeting, and it didn't start till like 10 after 4 because there was some emergency on the bus. A kid had some kind of medical problem, and they had to get him an ambulance. Scary. It wasn't a student in our building, but it was a student of a teacher in our building, so that's scary. The cats are flopping around on the chairs behind me. That's what the noises are that you're hearing. Weirdness. So the student is okay, and they're going to go to the doctor and stuff, but that's frightening. Yeah. So then we talked about like a survey. How many of you in your school districts have to fill out a bajillion surveys? We do too. So this was an employee satisfaction survey. Ironically, this survey was given to us right after kind of a stinky thing had just happened, and I'm like, your timing probably wasn't the best on this because you're going to get a little bit of negativity because of this situation here. But it is what it is, whatever. So I guess for our PLC meeting on Friday, we're supposed to look at the top 3 things that people were happy about and come up with a reason why, like some kind of thing that's happening that would make that way, something like that. And then we're supposed to look at the 3 bottom things that were ranked and come up with like a thing to fix it, I guess. Something like that. I don't know. It wasn't made very clear at our meeting, so I'm not sure. Maybe the administration will elaborate a bit more and kind of give us a little more direction on that before we have our Friday after school meeting. I don't know. Tonight, I am going to... Sorry, I'm trying to get the light out of there. Tonight I'm going to look for some more 3 and 4 digit comparing numbers resources. I have that one sheet, but that's not going to take 30 minutes. And I don't really want them to sit and do worksheets the whole time. So I was trying to think of a way that, besides the beat the clock game that I have, I wanted to find like an activity that they could do, like a get up and do something with their bodies kind of an activity. I don't know. Not really sure. Maybe I could just put some things on the board and they can just do the symbols with their bodies even. We might start with that. I don't know. I'll figure something out. I've never done 3 and 4 digit comparing numbers, so this is new because I'm doing the high group this time. And I'll probably be by myself. I won't have my little friend to help me. Yeah, there's a para that works with us in 1st grade. And, well, several of them, but she's been in my group. She's been like one of the other teachers in the group that I'm doing for the last several groups. And we really enjoy working together, and we like the way we do things and stuff. And I talked to her today, and I said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to be with you this time because the only kids that are going to be in this group are the ones that missed nothing on the Chapter 7 test. Which there'll be a few because some of them just totally get all the concepts and the weird way that Go Math teaches them. But a lot of them don't. A lot of them are going to be in intervention groups for different aspects of that test. So I'm not sure that we'll have enough kids to warrant having 2 teachers in that group. I'll be by myself. Which, I mean, I don't teach in the same room as her anyway. I plan all the materials and I share them with her. And so we really don't have a lot to do with each other anyway, but I don't know, it's kind of nice not knowing that you're not completely alone in that skill and you can bounce ideas off someone. But whatever happens, happens. So I want to get, I just cannot figure out where to stand because there's light everywhere. There we go. I'm sorry, I'm probably making you sick. It's like, woo, woo, woo. Anyway, I think I want to get all my ducks in a row so I can have all my copies made tomorrow because Friday we're going to meet and like put kids, we're supposed to have our kids put in groups according to how they did on the test, which I'm giving tomorrow. So I have to grade it tomorrow. And then like, I'm going to put like I think I'm just going to print off the top of the grid on our Google Grid thing and write the kids' names under the questions they missed because those are the groups that they're going to be in. So I can just sort them as I'm grading them, and then my life will be easier, and then I can just plug them in on the computer. Yeah. So I think I'm just going to go change into my pajamas. Right now I'm still wearing my clothes from school. Change into my comfy PJs, make sure I got my clothes ready for tomorrow, all that stuff. I always get my makeup out, my hair stuff out, my jewelry out, shoes, socks, underclothing, and then I try to figure out what I'm going to have for lunch, which I need to take lunch tomorrow. I will probably grab something out of the fridge to take tomorrow. Maybe my leftover chilies from yesterday because the salad is not going to stay good much longer. I mean, we had it yesterday, and it probably will be on its last legs tomorrow. So I probably better plan on eating it tomorrow. I'll transfer it out of the little foam container and put it in like a bowl or something. I don't think I'm going to want to have spaghetti and meatballs for supper and then for lunch again. Because sometimes the meatballs tend to upset my stomach a little bit. I can't eat a lot of meat without it kind of bothering me. Yep. So I'm sure you're thrilled to hear that. Anyway, tomorrow's Thursday. Yay. Finally made it. More than halfway through the week. Woohoo. Feeling good. Feeling good. So I think I'll say goodnight for now, unless something really cool happens, which not likely. Here's how a general night goes in our house. My daughter and I come home from school. She goes in her bedroom and talks to her boyfriend all night. Pops out for some food, pops back in for some more conversation with the boyfriend. Or she'll come downstairs and watch something on Netflix with us. I'll do something for supper. People eat. I change into my pajamas. We go watch TV, fall asleep on the couch, get up, and go to bed. That's the exciting life of me. Yeah. A lot of times lately I've been looking on the computer for different resources for our intervention time so I can kind of be ahead of the game. Try to find some stuff for Valentine's and for St. Patrick's Day coming up, just little fun seasonal things like freebies. Because there are tons of freebies out there, but you have to have time to look for them. That's the only thing with that. You spend time instead of money, so, you know, it's a trade-off. But, yeah, I think I'm going to go now and get all my stuff together for tomorrow and then just like relax because all you do with those pre-cooked meatballs, the frozen ones, is just throw them in a pot with some sauce and let them simmer for like however long. And then cook some noodles and you're good. You got food. And I have some of those cheddar biscuit Red Lobster things left over from my chowder the other day. Those will be really good with the spaghetti and meatballs. And I think we have some cottage cheese that we can throw in with that too. Sorry I blinded you again. I'm going to go for now. I'll say goodnight, and I'll probably see you in the morning, if not later today. Yes. I will most likely just see you in the morning. So, good night.
That is exactly how I feel this morning. Not ready. Come to me, caffeinated goodness. This is my getting ready in the morning buddy. This is Onyx. See her pretty collar? She's so sparkly. She did not like it at first, as you could probably tell from the video. She's like, get this off me. Yeah. She hangs out with me when I get ready in the morning, putting my makeup on, fixing my hair.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. The kids will be here in about 5 minutes, and I realized when I was waking up this morning, I haven't printed out the chapter test for math. What the heck? I knew I was going to give it. When did I think that was going to happen? I don't know. So it's printing right now. I need to go run it through to make the copies. And I'm getting all my attendance thing up and the lunch count up and my emails up, all that stuff. Okay, so here's what I'm wearing. I'm wearing this blanket scarf, which I got online from Amazon, and I'll try to link it below. It wasn't too terribly expensive, and I think it came from China. And I've got it folded diagonally, kind of like a shawl, because I forgot to look on Pinterest for different ways to wear the scarf. So I just went with this. So it's looking like that. And I just have a black long sleeve t-shirt and black, I have black leggings with rivets on the sides and some red boot cuffs and some black boots. Let me show you the rest of that. I've also got these earrings from Cato, this chameleon ring, and these bracelets from Target. Here's the rest of me. So that's what I'm looking like. Here's, if you can see a little bit of it here. I'll call that good for today since I'm very tired. Ugh, as you noticed from my intro. When the Keurig said not ready, I was like, yep, same. It feels like Monday, except exhausted. I'm just so tired. I think I've woken up every night super early. Like last night it was 3 o'clock in the morning. So I guess that's not night, but I haven't slept a full night for over a week. And it's just like, I can't do this. I'm just so, I mean, look at me. So I'm really glad that we're closing in on our week. So today I'm giving a test for our Power Hour Math Intervention group. And I'm also giving the chapter test for my kids in Math, Chapter 7. And then we're going to try to, excuse me, get those personal narratives going because we haven't done much of anything but talk about them. I've been giving them lots of background to work with, though. I don't think it'll take much, really, for them to write about their favorite Christmas present. That's what they're going to do today, is actually write. And then we will work on that penguin flip book that we started yesterday. And I have that right here. I had them give them back to me after they did them. So they're color-coded for the little sorting page. And we already answered the questions for this little story part. But not all of them finished, so it's on the board. And then the two students that went to reading yesterday when we were starting to work on this can get theirs and catch up. Yeah, because I want to get that finished today, I think. Yeah. Alrighty, well, I'm going to go and get my copies made for my chapter test, and I'll check back in with you probably at plant time. So, see you later. Hey there, friends. Whew. Been a mad, dashing morning. So, for our Power Hour, those kids took their double-digit addition test, which looks like this. Only has 10 problems, but one is a regrouping one because we're using it for their report cards. Even though I didn't teach regrouping, I wasn't sure that was really fair, but I'm the one that made the test, so I made it to where if they missed that one, they could still pass the test. That wasn't a problem. So almost all of them passed. Yay! And then I gave my kids the review of Chapter 7, which is basically the same as the test. It's exactly the same concepts. It's just they have different numbers. And then I gave the test, and it's 4 pages long, 12 problems, but they're kind of big. That's part of the test right there. This is my answer key. So I'm taking the test right now because they don't give you an answer key. So I'm making my own so I can check them because I need to have the scores for these and group them into which ones they missed so I know where to put them on Monday for the new intervention groups. They can work on the skills that they didn't get. All of them but one got finished before time was up, before we had to go to library. And so I gave them all a little scrap paper they could draw on, and I got some of them as pictures, so that was really sweet. So one of the little girls, it's a picture frame. Cute. Also, another one of the little girls drew me this lovely picture. She really likes unicorns. I'm thinking one of those was the unicorn horn. And then one of my little boys, look, the best teacher ever. Aww, so sweet. So sweet. I need to write, usually I have them write who made this because later on I will never remember. So I'm going to write the artist's name on here and the date because I've been collecting these all year and have not put them in my binder, my Love Notes binder. I have little sleeves in there and I put their pictures in it and then they can look through it during reading time if they want to. But I have been slackerson on that. So Mrs. Slackerson here needs to get herself together and put this giant stack of Love Notes in the Love Note binder where they belong. have such a headache. And I thought, oh, maybe some protein would work to help that out. So yesterday for lunch, the kids had, I guess it's a cheese quesadilla. I don't know. It's like a, I guess it's a, I don't know. It looks like a corn tortilla to me. Do they make wheat tortillas? Maybe they do. Anyway, so I just heated these up. So I'm going to eat that and see if that helps my head and take some medicine. I haven't been drinking very much either because I've just been too busy. Trying to get everything done. So I'm going to grade the Chapter 7 math test so I can sort my kids into whichever ones they may have missed. And then I need to place the stinking scholastic order. But I did find those coupons. I showed you that. So I thought maybe I'd try to use some of them today. And I was watching Kayla Marie. And she's kind of been absent for a while, but she's back in full swing. She was a kindergarten teacher. Last year was her first year teaching. She was at one school as a kindergarten teacher. And then we saw her setting up for her 5th grade classroom because she moved grade levels in the same school. And then, poof, she was just kind of gone for a while, for months and months. But she's back now. She's at a different school teaching 4th grade. And she's back on the vlogging train. So I'm so excited. I really like her. Anyway, my whole point of that was she just did a... What'd she call it? Oh, shoot. She did a book raffle. Why was that so hard? I don't know. So what I was thinking was, that's a great idea. All of my kids are reading at some level. I could use some of these to get some books for a book raffle. Yeah, cool. Great idea. So, Miss Kayla, I appreciate you sharing that idea with us. I have so much to do. And my head is just... So I'm going to get to checking these tests because it's going to take me more than a hot minute to get them done. So I'm going to do that and I will check back in with you the next chance I get. Hi. It's recess time and my kids have been out for a little bit and I was able to go around and change the calendars, except one of them. I need to change one of the calendars. I need to change the desk numbers. I think I got all the other calendars changed. And I got all the lunch cards down. I'm trying to get everything ready for tomorrow so I can just concentrate on getting my lesson plan materials ready after school since I don't have duty. I don't have about, not quite an hour, about 50 minutes to get things done. So that'll be nice. We were able to get 2 whole sentences done for our personal narratives. Woo! So we have the hook and the introduction. So we all wrote, it's on the board. Do you like getting presents? I'm going to tell you about my best Christmas present. And I said, everybody is going to start this way. Please write what I wrote on the board. And I put each sentence in a different color so that they would know when to start a new capital and all that. But it's been like pulling horses off a hill to get it all together. So I collected them because some of them are very notorious for losing their writing. I tell them to put it in their folder, which there's a folder they keep in their cubby that's their unfinished folder. That's where all the work in progress goes. I might start calling it their work in progress folder next year maybe. I don't know. But they go, I can't find it. I'm like, did you put it in your unfinished folder? And then I go look in their cubby and you know where it is? Shoved in a pile, crumpled up underneath their folder. I'm like, that is not in your folder. Why do you suppose Mrs. Bond asks you to put it in the folder? So this doesn't happen. Because they don't even, all you have to do is pull it out, stick it in, push it back in there. But they just shove the paper in and run away. I'm like, no, that's not what I said to do. And now you see why. Because you lose things otherwise. So I collected them today. Because this is for the report card. It's too important to leave to chance. This is last quarter's report card writing objective. Writing a personal narrative. I want to get this puppy whipped out. I want it done. It's not going to get done today. And we probably won't finish it tomorrow. So we'll just have to keep plugging along at it. So I'm going to have to push back my opinion writing another week probably. What are you going to do? You can only do what you can do, right? So I think I'm going to change my plans for that and just continue on with this. I think we can probably finish on Tuesday next week. So if I do Monday and Tuesday with my personal narratives and then start on the opinion, that'll be fine. I think it'll be good. Oh, I have such a headache still. I need to take some medicine. I haven't done that yet. And I think I'm going to run to the bathroom before I have to get the kids. I have 5 minutes before I have to get them. And they're just down the hallway and around the corner. So it takes like a minute to get there. So I have 4 minutes. So I'm probably going to go in just a second here. I'm trying to think. Oh, I graded all of those math tests during my plan time and got them all on the little grid. I had 3 that got 100%. It's like somebody learned something. It stuck in their brain. They were able to do the whole test. But there were lots of them that just missed 1 or 2. So that was encouraging. That was good. Several of them missed, like, I don't know. It was one of those deals where you knew how it was going to turn out. You know the kids that are struggling, and they struggled on the test. You knew the kids that understood it, and they understood it on the test. I mean, the test didn't tell me anything I didn't already know. It just broke it down into numbers so I could put them in their little intervention groups. So that's all set. I've got it on the computer in the Google form. Ready for our meeting tomorrow. I already know that there are 27 in my group, so I get to have my para partner. Yay. I texted her and I said, hey, there's 27 in the group, so we can be together again. She's like, yay! Because she really didn't want to be in another group. She's used to the way I do things, and she likes it. And I'm always, you know, I got everything ready. I give her stuff. She's good to go. It's nothing that's real hard to do. So, and our group is going to be comparing 3- and 4-digit numbers, so it's all enrichment anyway. So I'm going to do that beat the clock with them. This weekend I'm going to make it with bigger numbers. I think I'll make 2 of them. Maybe, well, I think 2 would be enough. I don't want them to get bored with it. And we only have them for 4 days anyway. So one of the days, I think the introduction will be that Go Noodle where I don't think I showed you the actual thing, did I? I don't know. It's greater than, less than, equal to. We did that again today in my class, and they just really liked it. I did like a brain break / let's get our brains ready for the test kind of thing, because they came back in from Power Hour, had them get their math books out. I did the Chapter 7 review in the book with them, which was 12 questions. It was just like the test. It was a practice of the test. And then I guess second grade uses that for their test. And I'm like, oh, it says review / test. I use it as a review because my kids need all the help they can get. Because Go Math asks them to do things a little bit differently than they're normally thinking. So we did that whole thing together. Then I gave them restroom breaks. Then we had snack. I let them eat that for a while. And then we got the snack cleaned up. And then we did the brain break thing. And then we did our test. So they had the practice test, a little reprieve from all that, restroom, snack, Go Noodle. Then we did the actual test. And the timing could not have been more perfect. I mean, we were right on time to library. We had time for the restroom and to get to library like a minute before we were supposed to go in. Whew. Got it all done right on. Yes. We didn't do phonics, but I had to get this math done, so that was more important today. And then I was able to get all this math tests graded and checked and put in the form and all that stuff. So I know who I have in my group. I've already split the group into 14 for me and 13 for her. And so now it's just making the copies. Yes. I'm so excited. So it's going to be really, really fun. I'm excited. I think when we do, I don't know if I'll do a beat the clock, or I think I'm just going to write some things on the board, or maybe make a PowerPoint with numbers, comparing numbers, and have them do it with their body, you know, less than, greater than, equal to, after we do the Go Noodle, just to kind of get it in their heads, and then have them do the one where they put the symbols on the paper. I think that would be good. And then maybe I can find a cute little game for them to play besides the beat the clock. Because we have half an hour. I want to have enough for them to do, but I don't want to be like racing to do it. Yeah. Okay, I need to go get my kiddos, and I need to take a little restroom break on the way, so I will chat with you later and let you know how it's going. Hi. I am so done. It's good timing for that because the day's over, pretty much. I'm just peeling my mutant-sized orange because I'm hungry. I didn't eat a lot earlier. I had a little bit of that quesadilla thing that I showed you. Wasn't good. I hope it tasted better fresh yesterday warm for the kids because, ugh, it was not good. Not good. I ate just a little bit so I could get some cheese in me, but then after that I just went, nope, can't do it. And then later I had a little bit of my leftover chili salad, but I didn't eat very much of that either. Just not super hungry, but look at this big old orange. I think this will be good. I was able to get the kids, except for 2, to finish their little penguin flippy book. So yay. And they were so excited because they got to put it on the bulletin board when they were done on their little clip. So almost all of those are out there. So the other 2 will, well, there's 3 actually. They'll finish them tomorrow. And then one of them needs to finish the personal narrative sentences because he got pulled for like reading help or something. Our recess supervisor in the afternoons pulls kids individually to work on their like phonics skills and stuff. So he got pulled for that. This is such a big orange. I don't think I'm going to eat all of it. So I'm going to put it in my bag and have it for a snack. It's going to smell good in here. Orange peels. Look at that. All the orange peel from that giant orange. And now I feel like that. Did you ever watch Saturday Night Live and they had that like Catholic schoolgirl person character and she would put her hands in her armpits and go like when she was stressed? I feel like her, except it's orange smell. I love the smell of orange. Okay, I've got my little to-do list. Not a whole bunch on here, but there's probably more on here that I need to do that I didn't put on here. So some of it, yay, I finished, but some of it I didn't. Ooh, I can check that off. I did grade those tests and get them done. And I put them on the grid. I need to copy my lesson materials, get my Scholastic order sent in still. And probably some other stuff I don't remember. Oh, and I copy my spelling papers for the week like a month at a time. And so I finally ran out. My drawer is empty. So now I need to do my spelling too. Spelling papers. So I'm trying to do something new and fresh for the kids so it's not boring and stuff. So I think I'm going to change up what we do for that. I always on the first day do, sorry, my nose is itchy. I was going to say always on Monday or whatever the first day of the week is, if we have Monday off, I always have them just write the words because they're new. They're new to them and they don't know what they are. And then after that, oh, I need to print a spelling test too. I feel very scattered right now. What do I want to do? Oh, I wish I had a penguin, but I don't have a penguin paper. That's okay. I haven't done a spelling test since Christmas time, so kind of got to get my head back in the spelling game. Okay, I'll print one of my spelling papers. Whoa, I made it way too small. Okay. Print my spelling test out. I'm going to print spelling papers for at least next week. I'll get that done and then I'll start working ahead. Because right now I just don't have enough brain power to do that. Next Friday is February. Well, let's see if I might have a groundhog or something for February. Presidential, Tooth Fairy, Conversation Heart, footballs. I don't know when the Super Bowl is. Is that bad? It's coming up. I know that. It's not close enough to President's Day. I don't know. Probably just do Conversation Hearts and call it good. Oh. Doesn't really matter. I just thought I'd go ahead and print the next week's spelling test paper too. Save myself having to think about it again since I'm already in that file. I need to get my lesson materials ready for next week. But I got to switch around my lesson plans first to do that. And if you've watched any of my Friday vlogs, you know that Fridays are wackadoo. And they're zip, zap, zoop, done. And there's no time to do anything. So I need to... Confused. I don't know what I'm saying. I need to get myself together today so I know what I'm doing next week because I don't have time to do much of anything tomorrow is my point. Yeah, well, I might just do penguins again because we're going to be doing penguins next week too. So I'll just do the waddling words again. That'll be good. They'll like that. There's somebody at my door. I'll be back in a minute. Well, as you can see, I am not at school anymore. I'm in the kitchen. So yeah, there wasn't anybody at my door. I don't know. But then I got involved in like getting my spelling stuff prepared. I think I mentioned that I do my spelling activities a month ahead. So sorry, there's a cat doing stuff. Spelling activities, yes. And so I do 4 days worth of spelling activities each week because on Fridays we test. we do some kind of a whole class spelling practice together, like a verbal practice. We do like sparkle, or we bounce on the trampoline and spell the word, and every bounce is a letter or something. And then we take our test. Well, I got all of February done. Yep, I sure did. So yay. So that was lots of copying, but I got it done before I had to leave. Well, before I could leave. I didn't have to leave. I could stay as long as I wanted, but I didn't want to stay any longer than I had to. Anyway, so I got that done. And I finally printed out the other bump game, although it didn't center for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, there's one of the bump games that I did, and then here's mine that I made. It's in my TPT store if you're interested, and it's in my Valentine games pack or something. So it's in there. It's not real expensive. There's a few little Valentine games in there. This is a 3-dice roll in bump, and this is a 2-dice roll in bump. So I figured, cool, they can play this one, and they can flip it over, and they can play this one. So yay. And they could use the same manipulatives. Those little cute little pink and red hearts. So I think that would be really good. I wish it had centered. That's really strange looking. I don't know. Whatever. It was free, so I can't complain. So obviously I'm laminating right now. I don't know if you can see. You can't see the laminator. Right there. Laminator. And I'm also making cookie brownies. I have the brownie portion done. And I thought maybe I would show you blobbing on the cookie dough part. So I've got the cookie dough part in the mixer. See the cookie dough in the mixer? Anyway, I thought I'd show you that because I don't have to cook tonight since I cooked, well, last night I cooked a lot of spaghetti and marbles. Actually, penne and meatballs. Not spaghetti and meatballs, but penne and meatballs. Oh, goodness. It's very stiff dough. Fine. Okay. Get that out of the way. My heart bump game. Okay. So I figured, well, this is baking. I can be doing my laminating. And then I think I want to get some groundhog activities. I have a groundhog rolling bump, I think. Pretty sure. I don't know. And I want to do a penguin. I want to do some penguin stuff for tomorrow, actually. So I should probably get to printing and laminating on that, too. But I like to use, I don't know why I never did this before. Obviously, put them back to back and laminate a front and a back. So you have 2 games with 1 lamination. Because, I mean, lamination's not super cheap. Okay. Got that out of there. So it's a Nestle Total House cookie recipe. But it's all in a mix, so it's real easy to do. So all you have to do is add, like, for the brownie, it's a brownie mix. And then you add melted butter, some water, and some eggs and mix it up. And then you spread that in your pan. And then for the cookie, you just add the mix, some butter, and some water, and blob it in there. So, kind of bring it over here. So here, put you there. Maybe you can see it. I don't know. My hand keeps getting in the way. So, you just kind of blob it in there. Obviously, normally I would use my other hand to put that in there. You just put little globs of cookie dough in there, like little cookie size globs. Drop it in the brownie batter, just however, kind of randomly, until you're out of cookie dough. And then you bake it for however long. I always do a double batch because we'll eat it. And my daughter's boyfriend's over today, so he really likes this. He will help us eat it too. Yes, it's really, really good. It's good to make a sundae out of. You make like a brownie sundae, yeah. And I make homemade chocolate sauce, which is really super good. My daughter's not real big of a fan. She's not a huge fan of the chocolate sauce. I don't know why, but I love it. It's real easy too. It's just cocoa and sugar and water and vanilla and butter. You boil it. Good stuff. I'll show you how to make that sometime, because we're not going to do that tonight anyway. Next time I make it, I'll film it. I don't do it very often because it's very rich. And it really just makes enough for like 4 people to have an ice cream sundae, which is good. Wow. You know what? This is going to make a whole layer of cookie, it looks like. I'm not going to have much blobby blob, and it's going to be covering the dough here. Be covering the brownie, I mean. Wow. Can I just say I'm really glad it's almost Friday? All right, here's what it looks like. Let's see. Brownie batter moved. Okay, pop it in the oven. This is a 13 by 9. It says 25 to 27 minutes for an 8 by 8, so put it in for like 27 minutes and see what happens. A lot of factors go into how long it takes to bake something. Yeah, no timer. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna run my own timer here. There, I'm gonna go 26 minutes. Okay, that'll work. So come over here with me. Got a cup of tea. The tea that, ironically, I did not drink during school. Okay. I just brought it home and reheated it. It's really dark in here. Except for the blinding light there. Wow. I don't know if that helped or not. Anyway, I'm going to look kind of weird. So I'm just taking this page and this page and putting them back to back. Like that. Making sure that they are even. And I have this giant packet of laminating pouches. It's like a double pack. I try to catch them, sorry, there. I try to catch them when they're on sale on Amazon because it's a lot cheaper that way. And then I buy several at a time. Oh, my daughter got her Apple Watch today. So cool. She was so excited. The only bad thing is, it was a good thing that we came home when we did because it had literally been delivered minutes before we got home. It was in the mailbox. But you could tell what it was because it said on the end of the packaging, Apple Watch. And I'm like, why would you do that? Like, wouldn't somebody be really tempted to steal that if they knew it was an Apple Watch in that packaging? I mean, goodness, that doesn't sound very safe or secure. So it was funny. We were traveling down our gravel road. Let me turn this way so I'm blinded by the light again. And I just happened to check. Wow. I just happened to check my emails. Move you away from that light too. And there was nothing, and then all of a sudden, bling, and I went, oh, wow. Like at 4:14, it was delivered, and I checked my email at like 4:17. So, pretty good timing there. I guess this one isn't centered either. Something's weird with the way it's printing. Nah, whatever. The kids will still like it. It'll work. I'm just a very symmetrical, make it even and nice and neat and tidy kind of person, so that's going to bug me a little, but I'll live through it. And then you get it in there and it slides. Urgh. I have a class of 20, so I always make 11 game boards just so you have a spare, or you have enough for more kids. However you want to look at it. I cannot get this leveled, evened out. Come on. So you just kind of have to eyeball it to get it even in the pouch, because I like to have the same border of lamination around the whole thing. This one's just giving me problems. Probably mentioned a time or 6 that I'm really glad tomorrow's Friday. I don't know if it's because we've had kind of shorter weeks since we came back. Because the first week we were back, teachers came back Wednesday. It's my husband. I'll be right back. My husband is on his way home. He has to drop off his mama's car because he took it to put headlights in it for her. That was her Christmas present from us, was new headlights and installation of them, since my husband is a Ford mechanic. So he keeps our cars running well. Come on. I'm having a really hard time getting these even in the little pouches. Grr. My intention for laminating these is that I don't want to have to do this again. I'm going to try to figure out a way to file these in like a binder or something so that I've got like a whole stockpile of games. I don't have to do this anymore. I think I'm positive that I made these before. Positive. Because that product in my store is not super new. It's been in there for at least 3 years, if not more. So I'm positive that I printed them before, but with the move from the old building to the new building 4 years ago, I probably packed it away and never saw it again. So, plus it wouldn't have been the good lamination. It would have been the school lamination because I didn't have a laminator then. What was I thinking? This laminator was like 25 bucks or something, or 20 bucks. Best 25 bucks ever. I mean, this lamination is way better. Wow. Every time I turn, there's a big glare. Wowzers. If I turn the light off, I'll be, in the dark. So I apologize for the glare that happens when I lean. I don't know what to do about that. Move the camera down a little bit. Doesn't really help. It just makes me look even worse. There. I don't know. So the brownies will be about another 20 minutes. And then when my husband gets home, I can heat up the penne and the meatball sauce. And I have garlic and Parmesan green beans. So good. So good. I think I showed making those one time. It's really easy. You just use canned green beans. You cook those. I just microwave them. You cook them till they're done. And then you put some butter in, like a tablespoon, and let it melt in there. And I like to put some garlic. Fresh garlic is best. Mix that in there and throw some Parmesan in there and let it melt and mix it all up. And it's so good. See if I can keep you from being blinded. Here we go. And I can put my head in front of it. So that's what I'm doing tonight. Just kind of reheating supper and making some dessert. And I gotta be honest, my Christmas tree is still up. So goal for this weekend is to take it down. So you might see that on my weekend what's up on Wednesday. You should be seeing me take the tree down finally. I mean, it's only going to be like the end of January. Sheesh. I want to have it down before Groundhog Day. That's my goal, which is a week from today. So I'm getting it done this weekend. My husband's going to work Saturday pretty much all day, so might as well take the tree down. Get the ornament boxes out and start taking the ornaments off, and then he can take the tree and put it away for me because it's too big for me to lug. All right, I'm going to keep laminating, and I'll show you the brownies when they come out because they're good. I don't think I've ever shown them on a vlog. I've shown them on Instagram, but they're so yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So I'll check back in with you when the brownies are done, and I'll show you the yummy goodness that they are. The brownies are done. Look at that. I wish you could smell that. Smell-o-vision. Yum. So good. So good. So I've been printing up more games. I think I showed this before. These are free. I just found them on Pinterest. So there are two different game boards. Can you tell the difference? See, it starts out with 12, but then it's got different numbers. The kids roll they roll one die, and then they add 10 to it. I probably should have started with this kind of thing before I tried to get them to add 10 to a bigger number, but whatever. So I'm going to mark these with in the little heart here with an A and a B so that they know to get one of each board, because you have to get a row. I think you have to get 4 in a row to win. So, I don't know. I thought I would do 2 different game boards so each player could have a different one. And I've got all of these done. These are all finished. So I'm looking for another game to put on the back of these though. So I found this Take Heart game. And it was free too. Oops. So, Sharia. See, there are different ones. So it's called Take Heart. Let's see if it's a thing that shows who it's by. Really, really tiny. It says, I don't know, something creations. I don't know. I just found it on Pinterest. So if you recognize this, thank you. Anyway, it's 2 players. They share a game board. They need 2 dice and 20 counters. 10 of one color and 10 of a different color. Do you see hearts? Red and pink. So, I'm not sure why though. Let me see here. Is it a bump game? Oh, it is a bump game. Cool, but it's an add 10 bump game. So, they roll 2 dice and you can add 5 more. Roll 2 dice and add 8 more, or roll 2 dice and add 10 more, which is something we're trying to get our kids to learn how to do. So I'm going to print these out, print 11 of those. And then I need to find one more game to put on the back of the other game boards because I want to be able to use the back side of both of these. So when I find something else, I will show you. Good morning. Orange, you glad it's Friday? Ha! Oh, Mama, I'm so glad it's Friday. So I'm in spelling test land right now. My kids did a watch, listen, color after their spelling while they were eating their snack. And I'm like, hey, I'll take advantage of that and get my spelling test graded and put it in my book. One of my friends didn't listen when I asked him to bring me his paper. And so when I started grading them, I had them in number order. His wasn't in there and I didn't realize it. And I just kept going and I put, starting from like number 10, put him in the wrong order because his wasn't there. Ah, so great. I have to go back and fix them. I think I've got it figured out pretty much now, but it's just like, guys, please, that's why we're doing those watch, listen, color things, because they are not listening at all lately. Not at all. I don't know if they're just tuning me out because they're used to my voice, because it's like the 94th day of school. I think maybe they're just tuning me out. I don't know. But it's frustrating because it's everything we do. When I've said, please line up, please do this and go line up, please put this away and go sit down. I've got 4 people milling around. I'm like, what do we do? And it wastes so much time. Oh my gosh, it wastes time. Because then I have to go, you're supposed to be sitting down. 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 Please go sit down. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do about that, because I feel like those that are listening really ought to get something for it, like some kind of a privilege or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But it's just, it's maddening. Really maddening. Because I'm like, we've had conversations, like classroom meetings, about the importance of listening. And they can tell me why it's important to listen. That doesn't mean they do it, though. You know. So not cool. This morning on the way to school, I happened to look over and I went, Caitlin, look, there's a rainbow. And I said, oh my gosh, it's a double rainbow. And she's like, oh, that's cool. I said, can you get a picture of it? She's like, well, yeah, I can try, but sometimes they don't turn out very well. But it turned out pretty good. So I will insert the picture of the rainbow right here. Okay, wasn't that gorgeous? Beautiful. Great way to start the day. And I'm not sure I can do 2 things at once, but I'm going to try, because I really don't have time to just stop and chat. I got to get stuff done. I got my Scholastic order put in this morning. Yay. And I'm getting my spelling test graded right now, because I told you that already. And the kids picked out the treasure chest this morning. So boom, check. Got that done. What I mostly need to do is get my lesson materials ready for next week, because I like to have everything laid out. Yesterday I was able to get all my spelling ready for the whole month of February. Well, like next week too. January through February. And oh, she forgot one letter. That's a bummer. Sorry, got sidetracked. This girl just forgot one letter of her word. That's pretty close though. I don't know what I was saying. Got all the spelling ready till the end of February. Yeah. And even a little bit of it into March, because I went ahead and copied, like, I have 4 pages a week. I did 2 of the pages for March. Yeah, so yay. Feels good to have that done. It's in my little spelling drawer over here in those neon colored Target drawers that I got. So that's nice. My morning work is still ready forever, because we don't always do the same page. Sometimes I have them finish something if there's just really no other time to do it. And if they're just like a few kids, yeah, even if there's a lot of kids, if there's something that needs to get done and there's just no other time to do it, then I do it during morning work, because they only have about 10 minutes really, because then they go to power hour. All right, spelling is checked and put in the book. Yay. I still have part of that ginormous orange from yesterday that I'm working on. Can throw this away because I got the book order sent. Yay! Okay, so basically now I need to get my... I almost said spelling. I got spelling on the brain. I need to get my lesson plans completely finalized. I'm going to have to move my writing around because we didn't get finished with personal narratives. We got a good start. We got the intro and we got the hook. Or, you know, it's all in the intro. But we haven't written the body of it. So that's what we'll do next week. I think I probably should allow at least 2 days for that. At least Monday and Tuesday. And the kids that aren't finished with that can finish in their literacy center time. Because I'm not going to just keep poking along on it. It needs to move on. Then we need to move to our opinion writing, which will be about penguins. So I'm going to get that done. My newsletters are already done and printed and in their cubbies to take home. I also have a class list that I printed out because we had a new student come after New Year. So his name is on the new list. I got that sent. There was some note about something, I think, and I put that in there. There were 4 papers, whatever they were. 2 of them were from me and 2 of them were from the office, whatever they were. So yay. But I got to tell you, if you have not checked out Primary Techie's anything, you should go to her TPT site, the Primary Techie, or Primary Techie. Yeah, the Primary Techie. And I'll try to link her Watch, Think, Color thing below. She's got several different ones, like lots and lots of them. I have the winter one and I have some other ones too. But it's got, you can have the, like there's 5 of the same picture, but they're different skills. So you can pick which skill you want them to do. Like right now I'm just doing basic numbers because I want them to listen. This is listen, think, color. So, and I've showed you on the board before where the screen comes up and it shows the color at the top and then the voice says 42. And a little bit later, 42. So it'll say it 2 times. Because sometimes the first time they're like, well, I'm like, shh, you need to listen because he's going to say it. So most of the kids are pretty good about being quiet and listening because they want to get the picture right. Yeah. And they'll be like, shush, I'm trying to hear. So I just kind of let them police themselves. It just works better. I guess Wednesday we're going to have our literacy consultant and also we're going to have the, oh, that's funny. We're going to have the strong attendance reward, which if you've missed 1 day or less for the month of, it'll be January's reward, then you get to go do a special activity. Sometimes they've gone outside to do something before. They've gone to the gym to do a bounce house and make Christmas cards. I think we have had 3 of them so far. There was another one, I can't remember. This time they're going to have some kind of special activity in our dungeon room. That's where we do our staff meetings, in the old part of the building in the basement. Some lady from Hy-Vee is coming to do something with food with them. So all the other first grade will go to art because there won't be a lot of them. So instead of our regular rotations for specials today, we'll have art. Well, I was just looking at my plans. We had art anyway. So that works out great. I don't have to change anything for that. Yay. Basically, with my plans, I'm having to take off a couple of the opinion writing days. Oh, really? Well, we're not gonna do any of the penguin opinion writing because Wednesday is the day for the literacy consultant, and so I don't have them doing their writing then because I will be gone. Yeah, and then Thursday we're gonna do groundhog predictions. So I'll be starting opinion writing the following week. So the week of February 5th. Oh, well, it'll work out. It'll be fine. I'll make it work. I can do it. I can roll with it. So I need to throw this personal narrative stuff onto Monday and Tuesday of next week. I love cut and paste. It's amazing. I can just take last week's plans and pop it over to the next week's plans. And it's so much easier. I love it. Okay, I'm going to keep working, and I'll check back in with you later, and we'll let you know what's going on. See you then. Here's what I'm wearing today before I completely forget, because I'll be completely out of my thought process. Okay, I'm just wearing a long sleeve cream-colored tee and a little thin hoodie, because it's supposed to get to like 65 today, possibly. Cute little leggings here because it's winter, and then I've got some gray boots. See in there. So there's my whole outfit. Try to get a shot a little farther away so you can see the whole thing. The chairs are everywhere, I tell you. Okay. Trying to show you. Nothing super fancy. Just, it's Friday. I'm tired. I want to be comfortable. We're really not having much going on today. I mean, we did ketchup and pickles this morning. And then we did our spelling practice. We jumped our letters on the trampoline. Then we did our spelling test. We had snack. We did watch, think, color. They went to art. And when they come back from art, we're going to do a penguin rolling cover. I can show you that. I made that. I don't have it in my TPT store, but I might put it in there if I can ever get myself together to do it. Here it is. An add and cover. I think that's clip art I might have just found somewhere out in the Google universe. So I'm not sure I can put that on TPT because it's probably copyrighted. And then on the other side, I did the snowman. Now the snowman I did buy the clip art for, so I could put that in my TPT store. I have a fox one too. I think it's over here. Oh yeah. No, this came from someone else. Isn't that cute? And then there's a snowman one too. Save the snowman. So, yeah. We haven't used that yet. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't gotten out my Fox erasers for them to use. Oh, now I can't get everything back. So they'll use the little penguin erasers. Hi. It's about 5:30 now. And when last I spoke to you, I was in my classroom talking about the math game we were going to play. They loved it. I wasn't able to film anything because my battery died. So that was over. Plus I didn't really have time to film anything anyway after I talked to you before. The behaviors today were just, it was a hot mess. A hot mess. And a lot of the time, I know my face was like this. Because I was thinking, what are you doing? And I even said that a few times. I went, friend, what are you doing? Like, what possessed you to think to do that? Like, one of my kids, at the end of the day, we were going to do Go Noodle, and it just wasn't working. I don't know why. It just was all being squirrely, kind of like them. They took one of my magnets on the board, and they went like this on the board. I'm like, what was that? So I had to talk to him about how that would scratch our board, and our boards are expensive, and being responsible, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm glad to have a break. I'm ready to have a break. We're going to have pizza and movie night tonight. That's going to be nice. So I'm just going to chill. I'm not going to do any schoolwork tonight, but I'll be doing some planning tomorrow and some prepping. So I will show you that on my weekend What's Up vlog that'll come out on Wednesday. So I will let you know what happens this weekend on Wednesday. So I hope you had a great week. I hope it was not a hot mess of a day. My day, for the most part, was kind of a hot mess. It was just, I don't know, the weather was nicer, and the kids were just, wow, behaviors were through the roof. So we're going to probably have to have some classroom meetings about every day to talk about that. So I will say goodbye for now. I hope you had a fabulous week. I hope you have a restful weekend, and I'll see you later.